welcome back to my channel. Today I'm super excited because I'm going to be going over something that I absolutely love, which is Kcon. I've been going to Kcon since 2015, 2016. Those are the 2 years that I went to Kcon, and I have some experiences and some tips and tricks that I just want to go ahead and help you guys out with. This is going to be a very long, very informative, very talkative kind of video, so I'm just gonna warn you guys right now. Tickets usually go on sale about a month before the event actually happens. So my advice to you would to be, in the meantime, just like get a job, or if you have a job already, just go ahead and save up some more money because you will need it for this ticket. Figure out who you're going with, figure out where you're staying. Depending on what website you are buying from, which do not quote me, but I think that Kcon goes through Ticketmaster. So depending on what website you are buying from, there may be a virtual waiting room. I know for AXS or Access.com there is a virtual waiting room. What's a virtual waiting room, you may be wondering? A virtual waiting room is when 30 minutes before tickets go on sale, you log onto the ticketing website that you're going to be buying from, and you wait in this virtual waiting room. So it's just this page that you're just waiting on. And so when tickets hit like 10 o'clock and they go on sale, we'll just say 10 o'clock. So when it hits that time and tickets go on sale, the page will automatically refresh for you. The page will let you know when it's your turn to buy your tickets. But, if you refresh the page, you will get sent to the very back of the line, so do not refresh the page. When buying tickets, make sure that you have your credit card, have a backup credit card if you have one, or a debit card. Make sure you have your email address, your home address, like all of that personal information, have it ready to go, and just like in your hand, in your brain, just ready to go, because you only get between you have about like 2 minutes to say that you want this ticket. And then you choose like, okay, I want this ticket. So then you're filling out all your information. When it comes to filling out all of the information, like your name, your address, and everything like that, when it comes to that, you have between like 5 to 10 minutes. So sometimes it's like 5 to 7, 5 to 10, something around there. So you have to be pretty quick with it. If you aren't done inputting all of your information, if you're not done thinking about whether or not you want this ticket, time will eventually be up and that ticket will be given to someone else. It will go back out there and be given to someone else. So we'll have everything ready. Next, I want to talk about ticket delivery. Oh my gosh. Okay, this goes for not just Kcon, but any kind of concert or event that you're planning to go to. Even though you may be in a rush when it comes to buying your ticket, do not overlook ticket delivery. There are so many different methods. Some of them you have to pay extra for. Some of them are free. You can get yours emailed to you as like an e-ticket. You can get yours sent to your home address, but that may cost a little extra. You may have it sent to flash seats, which I'm going to unfortunately have to do for the BTS concert. Also for the GOT7 concert, I'm going to have to use my AXS app, and I'll have to show that at the door, and they'll just have to like scan the barcode because my ticket is through that app. Occasionally there is will call. I don't know if Ticketmaster does will call, but it can be the most stressful thing ever. I just want to go over what will call is because it's really, really important. And if you aren't careful, you may choose will call. So will call is when you pick up your ticket the day of the concert. Yes, the day of the concert. I don't know about you, but I need a physical ticket in my hands. Like, I cannot just wait until the day of the concert to get that ticket. To make it even better, you also have to wait like 2 hours before the concert starts to get that ticket. Do you have any idea how long P1 may be? And if you don't have someone there to like save your spot, you know, like everyone's trying to get their ticket and it can just be a very big mess. But yes, will call, you do have to get that ticket the day of the concert, about 2 hours before your concert begins. If you are able to, make some friends and have them save your spot in line. Be a kind person and save that person's spot in line. I have no idea how long it can take to get your will call ticket, because there are going to be a lot of people in P1. But again, I have no clue if Ticketmaster is doing it this way or if Kcon is doing it through Ticketmaster, but just a heads up. Also, just because they say that it's 2 hours before the event that you can pick up your ticket does not necessarily mean that they will give you that ticket 2 hours before the event, because I didn't get my ticket for BAP until like the doors were opening, they were letting us in. I hope I didn't scare you too much with roll call. I'm really sorry. So let's say that you didn't get tickets. Let's say you did not get Kcon tickets. They were sold out. You just weren't able to afford them at the time. You can still buy them possibly through Facebook or like other websites. Just my advice to you is to just be very aware of scalpers. Obviously, do not buy a ticket that is super expensive. You know, I would buy the ticket if it was like face value. Do not buy a ticket that you're going to buy for like $80 for like $200. That's a complete ripoff. Don't do that. And it's so sad because people do that. So just be very aware of scalpers. Even if you are buying your ticket from Kcon through someone else on Facebook, that does not necessarily mean that they're a trustworthy person. So just use your gut instinct, be really smart about it, and good luck to you. Convention tickets, concert tickets, Club Kcon tickets, if they are doing that this year, they are all separate. You have to buy each and every single one of those tickets separate. So you can buy your single or your combo concert ticket, but that's going to have to be separate from the actual convention. The convention is usually like $25 for the 3 days, $10 for like each day if you're just buying them as like a single ticket. The concert ticket is, I'm not exactly sure what the range is this year. I know that they have it up for New York, so most likely it will be the same for LA. So just go ahead and check that out somewhere on the Kcon USA website. Club Kcon, they usually have that. I know the first year I went was like $25, and then the year after that was like a cajillion dollars. Yeah, so I'm not sure if they're doing that this year, but if they are, it would be a separate ticket as well. Let's talk about extra fees. So let's say you're buying a ticket that is $100. You have $100 on your credit card, that is it. You think it's perfect, you know, that perfect amount for your ticket. Well, it is not the perfect amount that you have in your card, because there's something called convenience fees or maintenance fee or facility fees, and so that will automatically be like an extra $15 to $25 that you're going to have to pay. So instead of just paying $100 for your ticket, you're going to be paying like $125, $130. Sometimes it can be even more than that. The cheapest I've ever paid for a facility fee was probably between like $10 to $14. The most expensive I've paid for a convenience fee was about $25. Are you staying with family? Are you staying with friends? Are you staying at a hotel, at an Airbnb, a motel? Where are you gonna be staying at? That's really important to know. I'm gonna give you a little story time right now. If you wanna go ahead and skip ahead to the video, you can go ahead and do that. If not, then go ahead and just stay put and I'll tell you my story. So the very first time that I went to Kcon was back in 2015. There were a whole bunch of like complications of when I got to the hotel. I had to wait a few hours. We were trying to figure out different things. So I didn't read like the rules or the guidelines. So that kind of caused some issues. I was really confused when I got to the hotel. I was told that I needed to put $100 down. And I was like, oh my gosh, what do you mean $100 down? I just paid for the hotel room, that's it. I don't need to pay anything extra. What they were trying to say was that I needed a credit card on file. I needed $100 at least on that credit card in order to stay at this hotel. The $100 is just there just in case I were to like trash the hotel, like really mess it up or something. And if I were to do any of that things, that $100, who knows, possibly more, could come out of my credit card. Well, I didn't have a credit card at the time. I only had a debit card, but that wasn't going to work. It had to be a credit card. I did have cash on me. Again, I needed a credit card. But luckily, my birthday was actually like a few days before Kcon, and so I had this Visa gift card that I got. And it was I guess somewhat like a credit card, and so I had exactly $100 on there and I was able to use that. So I was able to stay at the hotel. Also, I was only about like 20 at the time, and when I went back and I read like the rules, the guidelines, that thing, it said you had to be at least like 21 years old, and I didn't know that, but I guess it wasn't that big of a deal since I was like really close to that age. And I think the lady also felt like really bad for me because I had been waiting for hours to get this room. Bottom line to this little story time story that I'm telling you right now is just read the fine print. Make sure you understand the rules and make sure you understand the place of where you're going to be staying at. Let's talk about transportation. Transportation is so important, especially if you're in a city that you know nothing about. You need to figure out if you're taking an Uber or if you're taking a Lyft. Are you going to be taking the Amtrak, like some sort of train? Are you going to be taking the metro, the bus? If you are taking the metro or the bus, you need to know the correct time for the arrival and departure time. You need to know exactly what stop you're getting off of, especially if you're taking the metro. Because as soon as you get down to that metro section, it's like you're really all on your own and there's like no service down there. So if you're trying to look something up on your phone, good luck to you because there's no signal down there whatsoever. Also, before you even get to the metro section, you need to have this little card. I should have brought mine out because I still have mine. I saved it. This little card, you have to put some money on it, and it's usually like, I want to say like $2 to $3. It's a tap card. And so you like tap it against a little, I don't know what it's called, it's like some sort of screen, and then you just like push against this thing and it lets you walk through, and that's how you get to the metro section. There is an information desk upstairs at Union Station in the metro area, so I would advise to like go there and ask where, like maybe, and just like ask them questions about like if they know where you can get off of, Google so you know where to get off of, do all of that kinds of research before actually getting there. For those of you wondering when you should arrive to Kcon, that really depends on what kind of convention ticket that you have. If you're going on like a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, you know, it really depends. No matter which day I go on, I personally think that it's best to just get there earlier because usually the lines are just really long. I tend to get there around like 10 a.m. no matter what day I go on. That's just me. I'm just really excited. I like to go to like events super early. It can take a while, it really can. If you go on Sunday, it'll be a little bit faster because everyone's kind of checked in already. But I mean, I would always advise just to go earlier. I know that for Kcon 2016, people were so angry. They were waiting in line for hours. Some people missed their artist engagement event that they were supposed to go to because the lines were just, they were taking so long. Let's talk about artist engagement. I really don't want to. I really don't. I had this idea to make this video like a few months ago, and I was so excited to talk about artist engagement. But if you have been following along, then you know that things are a little bit different this year with artist engagement for New York, and I'm pretty sure that it will be the same for LA. And it's very unfortunate. So for those of you who don't know what artist engagement is, well, it was this amazing part of Kcon. This little scratcher ticket, it says artist engagement on it. You get this opportunity to be in this room with this K-pop idol, you know, these artists, and you just basically stand there and with a bunch of other people, and you see the artist that's there up on stage and they talk to you. Sometimes they'll ask, you know, they'll answer some questions, you can take some photos. Sometimes after that there will be high touch, and the high touch you could also do the high touch depending if you got like a high touch scratch card. If your scratch ticket said I'm sorry, then you didn't get anything. If my scratch ticket said got 7, then I could go ahead and go to the got 7 artist engagement. If it said it got 7 for the high touch, then I could do the high touch event after that artist engagement event was over. You actually have to pay for these artist engagement passes this year. That's why I'm kind of upset about it. And it's not like $5, it's not like $10 or like $25. No, it's like really up there. It's like what, like $60 to $80 is like the cheapest, something around there. I think they've caught on. I think they've caught on. They've seen so many people in the past sell their artist engagement or their high touch pass to other fans, and they notice that these fans pay crazy amounts of dollars for these tickets, and they do. People pay like $200 for these artist engagement pass. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. People will pay that much for it. And so Kcon has, I guess, caught on, and they're like, oh, well, you know, why are we giving them these, you know, free, even though you bought your ticket, you know, artist engagement passes or high touch passes or red carpet passes, you know, why are we giving them this? And then they're just like turning around and selling it even more and making more money off of it. There are several food trucks at Kcon, and there's also designated eating areas there as well. I'm not sure how Kcon New York does it, I'm sorry, but I know that for LA we have a specific area for all of the foods. And there's so many different kinds of food. Oh my gosh, there's so many. I'm going to be saving up my money specifically just for the food. I'm sure you've heard this so many times, but stay hydrated, bring a hat, wear some sunblock, find some shade, especially if you're in New York, because you guys are out in the sun like all day, all the time. I'm sorry. There are so many different ways to get merchandise at Kcon. A lot of these free things that you can get at Kcon are done usually by like spinning a wheel. There's different ways. You just kind of have to look around Kcon, and usually there's just like free stuff here and there. I've won a free hamper before. I've won a big water bottle kind of thing, which is really cool. I've still never have used that before. I've won a V-App shirt when those were first coming out. I have like tons of stickers from Kcon still. I have a theory that if you wait until the very last day of Kcon, like the very last day of the convention, the price for things will go down a lot. I can't promise you that, but for me, the first time I went to Kcon, that did happen for me. I was walking around the convention and I came across the table where they have like all of the K-pop posters, and then like near that they had the K-pop albums. And so I was like, oh my gosh, all the K-pop albums, and I saw that it was marked down pretty low, and I saw BAP's First Sensibility, and I was like, oh my gosh, because I had wanted that album for a really long time, and I really wanted it. Usually like I would just go online and I'm like, okay, like I would look at it, but you know, because of shipping and stuff like that, taxes, it would always make the price so much more expensive. And so at Kcon, it was like $10 flat. So I was like, oh my gosh, what's the catch? And the guy's like, there's no catch. Like, it's just $10. I'm like, no, what's the catch? Like, this cannot be $10 because like, why would it be? It was $10. I was so excited. I actually left my brand new phone on the table. I walked off. It took me about like a whole entire minute to realize that I left it there. I got it back. I say usually about 30 minutes to like an hour before the doors open for the concert. However, Kcon is growing every single year and the line gets very long very quick. You don't want to be one of those people who are like, you know, the concert's starting and then you're still like in line trying to get through. If you were in the pit section, then that does not apply to you. Go ahead and get there super early because there are so many people who are in the pit who get there very early. There is food at the venue, but it is kind of pricey because that's how they make their money at Staples Center. Depending on getting food, I would recommend doing that before you even get your seats because the lines will get long really fast. So there's something really, really specific that I want to talk about. I just want to bring up because this was something that I thought about like so much before my very first Kcon because I went alone to my very first Kcon. So the whole entire time I was thinking about who I was going to be sitting at because I had P3 tickets. So I was like, oh my gosh, who am I going to be sitting by? Are they going to be mad at me if I like stand up and like if I'm having a good time? Are they going to be, you know, like hyped during the concert? Or are they going to be very boring? Luckily, I sat by two amazing people and I had such an amazing time. So what I want to say is that for those of you who are going alone or even if you're going with friends, like go ahead and have fun. This is something that you've been waiting for, something you've been looking forward to. You paid for your ticket. So just like have fun. Have fun. just have fun. Stand up if you want to. Don't feel like you have to sit down the whole entire time. So after the concert, if you're planning on having someone pick you up right in front of Staples Center, they cannot do that. So here's my example. Here's Staples Center, here's the street, and then right here is LA Live or Microsoft Theater, Nokia Theater, whatever it's called now. That whole entire food area, yeah, it's all right there. So Staples Center, the street, and then, sorry, you can't see, Staples Center, the street, and then right next to that is that food area with like Microsoft Theater. You can't have someone pick you up right here. They're going to have to go onto the other street and pick you up there, because that whole entire street is just like blocked off, just for people's safety, because that's where you exit out of for the concert. Also, after the concert, if you wait a few minutes, you may see some of the artists' van leave. It's like in the parking lot right next to Staples Center, and so you can sometimes just see their vans leave, which it's very tinted, like the windows are so tinted, so you can't really see them, but it's still like really cool. I can't believe that I have not thought of this before, but artists have to do rehearsals, right? They may be out and about. You may hear them rehearsing. So that actually happened one time. It was 2016 and TTS were at Kcon. And so my friends and I were coming back from the whole entire like food truck area, you know, where they had all the food. And so we were walking back to the actual convention, and on the way we saw like a group of people just like standing around here and there, and we were like, oh, what's going on? And they're like, TTS is in there, they're doing rehearsals right now. So we were like, oh my gosh. We went up to the window and I could see like the flap just like moving back and forth, and you can see like the jumbo screen in the background, and so you can see them on the jumbo screen and you can hear them. And so that was awesome. The flap was going back and forth, but then security realized that we were all there, and so he like closed the flap, and we're like, dang it. But like, it was really, really cool though, because we got to hear them rehearse, and we kind of got to see them. So my tip to you is around like 1 to 2, maybe like walk around in that area. I mean, it may not just be around 1 to 2, but just keep your eyes and your ears open when you're just like walking around Staples Center, because they may be rehearsing and you may be able to hear them or catch a glimpse of them. Bring extra money with you, because you don't know if, you know, for whatever reason you may have to take an Uber or a Lyft. You may have to take the metro or the bus, or maybe you're going to be getting a rental car and you have to pay for that. So overall, Kcon is just like such a fun event, something that I look forward to like every single year. Just have a fun time. It's something that you looked forward to, you know, making that money so you can save up and go there. It's a fun experience. Even if you're going alone, it's okay. Like, you don't need to cry about it. You don't need to worry about it. Going alone is perfectly fine. Whether you're going alone or you're going with like a group of friends or something, just like be aware of your surroundings always, all the time. Make sure your money is kept in a safe place where like no one can get it. Make sure that your phone is charged. Oh my gosh, bring your charger to the convention. I know the first year I went to Kcon, it was like a bloodbath when it came to finding outlets. But anyways, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope that this video helps you and that you can all get Kcon tickets and have an amazing time at Kcon. I will be vlogging this year at Kcon, which I'm so excited, because I really want to document this experience. Thank you so much for watching my video. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye!